Hi, hello everyone. Welcome to my channel Chemistry Wala Alam. Right. So everything is made up of chemistry. There is no chemistry, there is no universe. Right? Whatever we are eating chemistry, we are drinking chemistry, we are wearing chemistry. We also chemistry because our body is made up of bones and muscles. So these are also made up of the elements. Okay, na, even our blood also chemistry because blood containing the hemoglobin iron is present. Due to that iron hemoglobin, that means blood is red color. Okay, if you take that green colored plants that containing the chlorophyll magnesium metal is present. Due to that today we are going to discuss about the chemical changes that we can be say that chemical changes can be represented in the form of chemical equation. So our topic is chemical reactions and equations. Okay, generally we can be observe surrounding of us different types of the changes will be we can be observed. Suppose milk can be converted into curd. Okay, ice can be converted into water can be converted into water vapors, burning of the papers, digestion of the food, growing of the plants or human beings. So these are the changes. Here the changes are classified into two types: physical changes and chemical changes. Physical change is nothing but change in only either shape, size, color, but the composition is remains unchanged. Suppose you can be taking that water, it can be present in the solid state, or it can be present in the liquid state, or it can be present in the vapor state, that means gas state. So on heating, the solid ice can be converted into liquid water, and further heating liquid water will be converted into vapors. On cooling, the vapors can be converted into liquid, and further cooling the liquid water can be converted into ice, solid ice. So if you observe here, the states of matter is changing: solid to liquid, liquid to gas, again gas to liquid, liquid to solid. But the composition is nothing but the chemical formula. Chemical formula is, that means remains unchanged. Okay, na, remains same. That means here change in the state, size, color. For example, you can be take that zinc oxide, yellow in color. On heating, it can be converted into white. Okay, so these are some examples for the which one. That means physical changes. Physical change is nothing but only change in color, shape, size, but the composition is constant. Okay, now coming to some of the changes, you can be see that when hydrogen combines with oxygen can be produces the water. When burning up paper, that means carbon is bonds in the presence of oxygen can give the carbon dioxide. So here solid, it is a gas, carbon dioxide is the gas. So here may be change in the solid, liquid, gas, that means states, state or size or color, but definitely the composition should be changed. The composition should be changed. Then only you can be considered it is under the chemical change. Okay, na? If the change in composition, so the chemical change is taken place. So the reaction is said to be. So the chemical reaction has taken place. Chemical reaction. So the chemical reaction we can be represented in the form of the equation. So our topic is chemical reactions and equations. Chemical reactions and equations. So first of all, we can be discuss what is meant by, that means is the chemical reactions and chemical equation same, or the both same? Chemical reactions and chemical equation. What do you mean by chemical reaction and what is meant by chemical equation? Chemical reaction is nothing but if a chemical change is taken place, then we can say that a chemical reaction is taken place. That chemical reaction we can be represent in the form of symbols and formulas. That is called chemical reaction. So the chemical reaction definition you can be write as, first of all, we know that which one? Symbol is nothing but shorthand notation of an element. The symbolic representation of a chemical reaction. Symbolic representation of a chemical reaction. Symbolic representation of a chemical reaction is called chemical equation. Chemical equation. Chemical reaction is nothing but it is a chemical change. That chemical change or chemical reaction we can be represented in the form of the symbols and formulas. For example, you can be write that in the sentence form: carbon reacts with oxygen, carbon reacts with oxygen, produces carbon dioxide. So this is too lengthy. In the sentence form, that is too lengthy. Carbon reacts with oxygen, produces the carbon dioxide. This one can be somewhat shortened by using the words, that is called word equation. So word equation, how can you write? Carbon plus oxygen gives us to carbon dioxide. Okay. So here first sentence form. In the sentence form, that is too lengthy. So next, by using the words, we have written the equation, that is called a word equation. So similarly, we can be shorten this word equation also furtherly in a simple way by using the symbols. That's what I said, symbols. So carbon, C, oxygen, O2 gives rise to CO2. This is the chemical reaction and chemical equation. So that chemical reaction is represented in the form of the symbols and formulas, that is called chemical reaction. Okay na? In the chemical reaction, left hand side which are participating, this is the left hand side, right hand side. So LHS, this is the RHS. So which are involving in a reaction or which are the left side to the arrow mark, so those are called reactants. And which are on the right hand side in a chemical reaction or which formed the new substances after the reaction, those are called products. Okay na? Reactants are nothing but the chemical substances which undergoes a chemical reaction or chemical change which involving in a reaction, those are called reactants. The plus sign indicating between the reactants, indicating that reaction between the particles or molecules. Okay na? Next here, the new substances which are having the entirely different properties when compared with the reactants. So the new substances formed after the reaction are called products. Here arrow head mark indicating the direction of the reaction. Okay na? So here in a chemical reaction we can see that reactants and products, but this chemical reaction does not provide the information about the states of the substances or reaction condition, or it is the exothermic or endothermic or any gas is formed, then how can we know? So here to be more informative, okay, to make more informative, the chemical reaction, that means the chemical equation, we can be add some descriptions. Those are the state, to know the state of substance, if the solid, if a substance is in the solid state, so that can be write below its element, we can be write solid S, and if it is a liquid, so we can be write L, and if it is a gas, we will be write the Z, and it is the aqueous is nothing but will be write the AQ. Aqueous is nothing but any substance is dissolved in the water, because the reactions or in the solid state will not be takes place, that's what those can be dissolved in the water. So if the water is a solvent, that means we are adding into the water, that is called aqueous solutions. Okay na? So this reaction to be more informative, so we can be write here which one. Carbon dioxide is solid, oxygen is gas, and carbon dioxide also gas. Carbon is solid, means coal. Okay, oxygen is gas, carbon dioxide is also gas. Okay na? So one more here, if any gas is evolved, okay na, if any gas is evolved, so we can be reference with upward arrow mark. Because to know that reaction is happened, So evolution of the gas is one of the property. That means if gas is involving in a reaction, that means evolving, that means forming in a reaction, we can be represented with the upward arrow mark, because here gases are having the less weight. That's what we can be represented with the upward arrow mark. Okay now. So if any precipitate is formed, then it can be represented with the downward arrow mark. Precipitate is nothing but insoluble solid that never be soluble in acids, bases, or in any other solvents. It never be soluble. That is insoluble solid represents with the downward arrow mark. Next one, this side indicating that the reaction is towards the, that means left to the right side. That means forward reaction. If it is the back side, that is indicating that backward reaction. Upside is gas, or downside is precipitate. Precipitate is nothing but insoluble solid. For example, you can be take for those insoluble solid. You can be take that sodium sulfate, and it is 4 plus BaCl2. So it can give you the barium sulfate plus NaCl. Barium sulfate plus NaCl. So Na2, 2NaCl2. Here barium, so it is the aqueous, because sodium sulfate is a solid. So those solid we are dissolving in the water. That's what aqueous. Barium chloride also aqueous. Sodium chloride also aqueous. So sodium chloride salt, no, but in the condition here, in the reaction it is happening, that means forming in the liquid, that means in the water, that means in the aqueous state. What about this barium sulfate? It is the precipitate. Okay now, based on the reaction also, based on the arrow mark, we can be identify that the reaction is precipitation reaction or normal reaction. Precipitation reaction means definitely they will use that either PPT. PPT is nothing but precipitate, that is insoluble solid, or downward arrow mark. Okay now, if temperature, okay now, that means here temperature also can be mentioned in the diagram. If any catalyst is used in a reaction, if any catalyst are used, that means temperature, pressure, catalyst, these all will be right in the on the arrow mark. Okay now, so this is the which one somewhat more informative. For one more example also you can be take. So that is the photosynthesis reaction. So CO2 plus H2O gives rise to C6H12O6 plus O2 plus H2O. So by balancing this 12, 6. Okay, carbon dioxide, it is a gas. Again, it is a liquid, it is a solid. So here gas, here liquid. So here sunlight or H nu can be used. Sunlight is nothing but sunlight H nu, or here we can be used chlorophyll. Chlorophyll, that means green colored plants absorbing the water through the roots and taking the carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. So the green colored plants are preparing the food material. So the process is called photosynthesis process. So the reaction, the chemical reaction, to be more informative, we are adding the physical states, or any gas is evolved, or any precipitate is formed. Okay na, and reaction condition, like temperature, pressure, and any catalyst is used. And one more here. So here chemical reactions can be either during the reaction they can be releases the heat or absorb the heat. Some of the reactions are which will be taking the heat, and some are releasing the heat. So based on the heat changes, the reactions are two types. One is the exothermic reaction. Second one is the endothermic reactions. So exothermic reaction, exo is nothing but releases to outside. Endo is nothing but intaking, means absorbing the energy. Which one? Heat. Intaking the releasing the heat, here intaking the heat. Okay na. Exothermic reaction, for example, carbon bonds in the presence of oxygen, carbon dioxide plus some amount of heat can be releases. How can we know, sir, that is releasing the heat? Once you can be introduce your finger, you can be understand that. That means it is releasing the heat or absorbing the heat. So some of the reactions, suppose here cooking of the food, you can be take that without giving that external heat, the food cannot be prepared. That means that is the endothermic process. Whenever we are heating the halls also, we can be see that very cool, okay, in our mouth. That means the halls are taking the heat from our mouth. And also whenever we can be get the sweat when we are under the fan, we can be feel that very cool. That is indicating that under the fan, that means the air can be taking the sweat from us. Okay na? So then the sweat is taking the heat from our body, then we feel very cool because we are losing the heat. Okay, that is the exothermic process. In taking heat, that is the endothermic process. Okay na? So if in a reaction here, so if in a reaction general, you can be reference that reactants gives us to products, so minus Q, or reactants plus Q, that is equals to P. Q is nothing but here heat, R is the reactants, P is the products. So in the endothermic reaction they can be here, if you write on the product side minus heat, or in the reactant side plus heat, we can be right. So this alone the chemical reaction cannot give that more information, such as which state it is. So the next one is which reaction conditions we are using, is there any gas is evolved, or is there any precipitate is formed, or it is exothermic or endothermic. So to be more informative, we are all are adding to the atoms or elements in a reaction. Okay, right. Next one is here, suppose the reactions are given, suppose it can be considered that when magnesium ribbon is bonds, so magnesium ribbon is bonds in the presence of oxygen, that can give a magnesium oxide. Okay, next one is here, one more here also can be taken, when water is formed, hydrogen reacts with oxygen, it can be forms that water. Here carbon bonds in the presence of oxygen gives the carbon dioxide. Okay, next one you can take that calcium oxide, when dissolved in water, it forms the calcium hydroxide. 4 types of the example we are considering. So here it can be once see that number of atoms, here 1, here 1, oxygen 2, oxygen 1, here carbon 1, carbon 1, 2 oxygen atoms, 2 oxygen atoms. That means here one law of conservation of mass given by Lavoisier in the year of 1789. So that according to law of conservation of mass, the mass neither be created nor destroyed. Okay, here also that we can be applying in the chemistry also. Law of conservation of mass, that means here mass equals to number of atoms, that means atomic mass, means number of atoms are the same also mass will be same. Dalton also said that atoms neither be created nor destroyed. Here Lavoisier said that mass neither be created nor destroyed. Dalton said that atoms neither be created nor destroyed. By balancing these two, we can be get that. So total mass of reactants must be equals to total mass of products. Total mass of the reactants must be equals to total mass of the products. So this is according to law of conservation of mass. Suppose if the mass is not equal, then what should we have to do? We have to equalize the atoms, that is called balancing a chemical equation. So basically some of the reactions are balanced, means balanced chemical equation. Balanced chemical equation, that is nothing but the number of atoms of the each element. So here take the oxygen, 2 oxygen atoms, here also 2 oxygen atoms. So number of atoms of each element is same on both sides, then the reaction is said to be balanced or stoichiometric equation. Stoichiometric equation, balanced chemical equation or stoichiometric equation. This balanced chemical equation will be used in the mole concept or wherever will be used that balanced chemical equation only. Unbalanced chemical equation is nothing but the number of atoms on reactant side is not equals to product side. Suppose 1 magnesium, then what about the oxygen? Here 2 are there, but here only 1. So that's what it is, unbalanced. That's what it is also called as skeletal equation. Skeletal or unbalanced chemical equation. Unbalanced chemical equation. Then how should we can be use the unbalanced chemical equation? So before using the chemical unbalanced chemical equation, we must be balanced. So what are the balancing the steps in the here we can be see that 2 hydrogen, then oxygen 2, here only 1, here calcium, oxygens 2 oxygens, 2 hydrogens. It is a balanced equation. This is also balanced, but this is not balanced, this is not balanced. So in the case of the unbalanced chemical equation, we should have to balance the equation. That is called balancing a chemical equation. Okay now, so few steps are there to balance a given chemical unbalanced equation. So those can be discussed now. How to balance a chemical equation? How to balance a chemical equation? So first step is write the correct equation. Correct equation means by using the symbols and formulas. I am not saying that balanced chemical equation. Write the correct equation by using suitable or correct symbols and formulas. Correct symbols and formula. That means suppose you can be take that the reaction of hydrogen with oxygen gives rise to water. H2 plus O2 gives rise to H2O should be right. If you write only H and instead of O2 O3 if you write, that is the wrong. That's what I said, that write the correct equation by using the suitable symbols and formulas. And next step, write the atoms. Write the number of atoms. Next second step is write the number of atoms on each side. Write the number of atoms on each side. That means here you can be take that what are the elements are there. Okay na, in the reactant side and the product side you can be right. So the atoms or elements are hydrogen and oxygen. Hydrogen atoms are reactant side 2, product side also 2. Then oxygen atoms are 2, here 1. Reactant side is 2, product side is 1. Okay na. Now we should be find that which one has to balance. Okay na, even though one is unbalanced, that is considered as the unbalanced chemical equation. Unbalanced chemical equation. So in the balancing, third step, so balance the compound or molecule, okay na, of complex. Means larger one you have to balance first. So here no one is larger, both are same. So if like that will be, then will be, suppose metals are there, first you have to balance the metal. Okay na, if metals are not there, non-metals are there. So non-metals only also having the, which is having the high atomic number, you have to balance. Okay na. In this method it can be complex one, so which is containing the more number of atoms or molecules, that we have to first balance. Okay na. Next one followed by simple one. So here oxygen only very simple, so 2 atoms are there, so that's what here H2 plus O2 gives rise to H2O. H2O is the complex one, of course here 2 hydrogens are balanced. Then what about the oxygen? Here oxygens are 2, so here have to keep multiply with 2. So by keeping 2 here, simply no sir, we directly can be right here no or here. So while balancing, remember, while balancing a chemical equation, should not change their ratio. Okay, should not change the ratio. That's what you have to keep the boxes for the each one. Should not touch the ratio. That means after or middle we should not. Okay. Next one is fourth step. If any possibilities to simplify. If any possibility to simplify. Is it to simplify? It can be simplify. Otherwise, if suppose 2 are possible, 2 and 4 possible, that is the 3. So then we cannot be simplify. Okay, now the simplified equation only will be considered, but all the numbers should have to simplify. Next one is once the recheck the equation, it is either balanced or not. Recheck the equation whether it is balanced or not. So these are the main steps involving in a balancing a chemical equation. First write the correct equation by using the suitable symbols and formulas. Next write the number of atoms of the each element on both sides. Next one balance the atoms or molecules or compound which is having the complex. So complex to simply will be next one, if any possibilities to simplify, so then we can be simplify, and simplified equation only will be right, and finally will be recheck the equation. Let us take one more example here. When iron reacts with water molecule, it forms the ferric oxide Fe3O4 plus H2. Okay na. In this reaction, So once you can be observed that one of iron, here 3 iron atoms, so not balanced. So by seeing first one only can be said that it is a unbalanced. We have to balance, so that can. So before balancing, we should have to make the boxes for all the one. Very simple, because to avoid the confusion here. So a complex one you have to follow that. I have written the correct formula when iron is reacted with water, one clarifying the ferric oxide and hydrogen gas. So next one, write the number of atoms. Here 1, here 3, here 2 hydrogens, 4 oxygens, 1 oxygen. So next one is what you have to balance the complex one. Complex one is the iron oxide Fe3O4. In that we have to again two are there, iron and oxygen. Which one you have to balance one? Which is having the more number of atoms? So oxygen, 4 atoms are there. So here 4, you have to multiply with 4, because we cannot be touched. We should not touch the ratio. That's what 4 we are multiplying. Next iron are 3 here. So here also will be multiplied with 3. Very simple. So here oxygens, hydrogens, 4 2s are 8. So here also will be multiplied with 4. Now the equation can be recheck. 3 iron atoms, 4 2s are 8 hydrogens, 4 2s are 4 into 1 oxygen, 4 oxygen. Now it is a balanced chemical equation. Now it can be used for any kind of the calculations. Okay na? So this is the balancing a chemical equation. Next one is, you can see the types of the reactions. So generally, so old one but also very important classification, these types of the reaction given. So that is here based on the number of reactants and products involving and forming in a reaction, these are classified into 4 types. So those are types of a chemical reactions. So first one is chemical combination. Chemical combination reactions. So combination in chemistry, some of the definitions can be implies the total meaning. Chemical combination is nothing but here 2 or more chemical substances combined to give a single product. 2 or more simpler substances combined to give a single product. Product is only one. Okay na? For example, here we can take that common example is the one. And again this combination is 3 types. One is, you can be observed here, element CO2, calcium oxide plus water, calcium hydroxide. Next one is calcium carbon monoxide plus oxygen, carbon dioxide. See here element combining, forming a one substance. Here compound, here is element, here is compound plus compound, here is one compound plus one element. So chemical combination reactions are 3 types. Generally chemical combination can be defined as 2 or more reactants combined to give the single product. That is called chemical combination. Again the chemical combination reactions are 3 types. Element combination, compound combination, okay na, element and compound combination. Okay, right. Next one is chemical decomposition reaction. Is the quite opposite to the chemical combination reaction is also called as synthesis. Chemical combination reaction is also called as synthesis. Next one is chemical decomposition reaction. So here chemical decomposition reactions are nothing but single reactant can be gives 2 or more products. Decompose, splitting. Single reactant can be splits into or decomposed into 2 or more simpler substances. That is called chemical decomposition reaction. This is also 3 types. One is you can take that calcium carbonate on heating gives calcium oxide plus carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is the gas. Okay na. Next one is, you can be take that H2O, water on electrolysis gives that H2 plus O2. Okay, next one is AgBr or AgCl in the presence of sunlight can give the Ag plus Br2. Okay na. Here you can be observed that one is compound and forming the 2 compounds. one compound giving the two simpler compounds. Here one compound giving the two elements. Here compound is giving the which one, two elements. So here based on the heat, light and electricity. So heat based on the triangle symbol indicating the heat. So based on the heat, the decomposition reaction is called thermal decomposition reaction. Thermal decomposition reaction. Based on the electricity, that is called electrolysis. Electrolysis. Based on the sunlight, that is called photochemical decomposition. Photochemical decomposition reaction. Okay now, if the decomposition reaction is occurring in the presence of the heat, that is called thermal decomposition reaction. If the decomposition reaction occurs by in the presence of the electric current, that is called electrolysis. And third one is in the presence of the sunlight. So in the presence of sunlight, the reaction is taking place, that is called photochemical decomposition reaction. Okay, so this is the decomposition reaction. Next one is in this which one, electrolysis, very important. So for 4 marks the theoretical manner. Okay now, so electrolysis, so we have to take that one vessel. So it is having the two holes. Again, through these holes you can be connected to the battery. It is a battery, and on the two holes you can be connected to the two graphite rods. Okay, we'll be take that water. We'll be take the water, and now we will be invert the which one, test tubes. You can be invert the test tubes. When we can be, and to this will be a little bit, will be add that acid. That's what this is called, acidified water. Acidified water, because pure water is poor conductor of electric current. Pure water is poor conductor. That's what a little bit acid is added. When the acid is added, the water can be gets ionized. So when voltage is applied, so here decomposition reaction will be takes place. So one water molecule can be changes into two hydrogen molecules and one oxygen molecules. At cathode, okay na, at cathode, so which one, anion can be, anode can be gas. So here oxygen will be forms. Here oxygen can be forms. Next here hydrogen gas can be forms at anode. Okay, at cathode hydrogen gas, at anode oxygen gas can be forms. So here they will ask that question, the volume ratio of the hydrogen and oxygen in the electrolysis. See here, when the water molecule decomposes 2 moles of the hydrogen, 1 mole of the oxygen is forming. That means 2:1. That's why here level of the oxygen is less and hydrogen volume is shown more. Okay, so this is the chemical decomposition reaction. And third one is displacement. Chemical displacement reaction. Chemical displacement. So this chemical displacement reaction based on the activity series. So here the chemical displacement reaction depending on the activity series. Activity series can be defined as the arrangement of the metals in the increasing order of their reactivity. So which is having the more reactive, those can be replaced as the less reactive element. So that we can be defined that highly reactive elements. Highly reactive element displaces less reactive elements. Highly reactive element displaces the less reactive element is called a displacement reaction. So here how can we know this reactivity series in the metallurgy or in the electrochemistry we can be study this. So the reactivity potassium, sodium, calcium, magnesium, aluminum, zinc, iron, lead, okay na. Next mercury, copper, okay. Next silver, gold, and then platinum. So that is the reactivity series or activity series. So first one is potassium. Of course in between some of the metals also are there. Okay na, potassium, sodium, calcium, magnesium, aluminum, zinc, iron, lead. Okay na, mercury, copper, silver, gold, platinum. So here noble metals, which one? Silver, gold, platinum, noble metals, because though reactivity very less. Reactivity less means that is nothing but though it cannot be reacts with any even available also, though it cannot be available. Okay, that cannot be reacts. So here we can be take the example, zinc reacts with sulfuric acid or hydrochloric acid, that can be produced the zinc chloride plus H2 gas, that's what upward. Okay na, here zinc one atom, here one atom, but chlorines are 1 2, that's what here will be multiplied with 2. Okay na, here zinc is more reactive, okay na, after zinc hydrogen will come. So generally metal can be displaces the hydrogen from acid, that's what here hydrogen gas can be produced. Very important, because the reactivity of hydrogen is less than the metal, that's what here metal can be replacing the, okay, so here metal can be replacing the or displaces the hydrogen from the acids, that's what hydrogen gas can be produced. Okay na, right. Next one we can be take that, or here also can be, they can ask that some one important, copper sulfate plus zinc, there can be, what are the products? Zinc is more reactive than the copper, that's what here zinc can be replaced as the copper, that's what here zinc sulfate plus copper can be forms. Actually copper sulfate is blue color, so here copper can be displaced by zinc, because zinc is more reactive, that's what zinc sulfate can be forms based on the color changes. Okay na, even it can be take that iron sulfate, FeSO4 plus zinc, it can be gives ZnSO4 plus iron, this is the green color. So green color can be changes, sometimes they can be asked that here instead of copper zinc they can be asked that iron, so the reaction is not possible because copper is less reactive than the iron, that's what here copper cannot be replaces the iron, that's what copper is less reactive, that's what the reaction is not possible. Okay na, next one is last chemical double displacement. Okay, double displacement can be defined as double displacement reaction, mutual exchange of ions, chemical double displacement or double decomposition, So here these are again two types, one is the neutralization reaction, second one is the precipitation reaction. Neutralization can be defined as the reaction of an acid with a base, acid plus base produces salt and water as a products, NaCl plus H2O. So neutralize, so acid is reacting with the base, so that is producing the common salt, that means normally salt and water. The reaction is called neutralization reaction, because here acid is neutralizing the base or base is neutralizing the acid, that's what the reaction is called neutralization reaction. Suppose precipitation reaction, lead nitride reacts with potassium iodide, that can give the lead iodide yellow in color plus potassium nitrate KNO3, so 2 can be used here also 2. Lead iodide, it is the precipitate. So if in a reaction any precipitate is formed, then the reaction is said to be precipitation reaction. Okay na, next one, oxidation and reduction, rancidity, corrosion. So what is meant by oxidation and reduction? Generally have the different terms. Loss of electron is called oxidation, gain of electron is called reduction. Loss of electron is called oxidation, gain of electron is called reduction. So by loss of electron, what happen? Oxidation number will be increases, so that's what increasing in the oxidation number. By that what happen here? Gaining of electrons, decreasing in the oxidation number. oxidation number. How? Suppose sodium can be loses 1 electron, Na plus 1 electron, so here 0 to plus 1. Suppose chlorine gains 1 electron, can be converted into Cl minus, so 0 to minus 1. Increasing the oxidation number, decreasing the oxidation number. What's happening here? Loss of electron, here gain of electron. Okay na. Next one, addition of oxygen atoms. Addition of oxygen, here opposite, removal of oxygen. Removal of oxygen. Okay na. Which one? For example, copper is heated in the presence of heated, so it can give the CuO. Copper oxide can be formed. So this copper oxide is heated in the presence of hydrogen. What happened? Copper oxide can be converted into copper. So here copper is gaining oxygen, here copper is losing oxygen. Okay na. Next one here, fourth one can be removal of hydrogen. Removal of hydrogen is also called as oxidation. Here addition of hydrogen. Addition of hydrogen. Okay na. Next fifth one, loss of electron. No, that's what this is called, de-electronation. De-electronation. D is nothing but removing, electronation. Next gaining of electron, that is called, it is called electronation. It is also called as electronation. Okay, right. So this is the oxidation reduction, and remember which is undergoing the oxidation, that is called reducing agent. Which is undergoing the last topic, corrosion. Corrosion and rancidity. What is meant by corrosion? Corrosion is nothing but here metal that can be reacts with air or moisture. Okay na. Next one, any acids, so that can be forms that respective metal oxides or metal chlorides or metal sulfides, that is called corrosion. So oxidative deterioration of a metal is called corrosion. Oxidative deterioration means here metal can be destroying. Suppose you can be take that iron can be forms that brown red color. Okay na. Brown, that is the rusting. Next one, copper is forming the green color. Next one is silver. Silver can be forms the black color. Black color is, it is due to the sulfide one. So that is the silver reacts with hydrogen sulfide in the atmosphere, they can cause the silver sulfide plus hydrogen gas. Silver sulfide plus hydrogen gas, this is the important equation. So generally silver is will not react, but in the atmosphere hydrogen sulfide is available, then the iron silver can be react with hydrogen sulfide, it is forming the silver sulfide. Silver sulfide is black color. So that we can be observed that silver plates or silver things are converting into black color. Next one, rancidity. Rancidity is nothing but when food containing oil or fats. When food containing the oil or fats, when it is storing for a long time. Storing for a long time, we can get the some different taste and smell. Okay na. Corrosion can be defined as the spoilage of the food. Spoilage of the food when it is stored for a long time. The food containing the oil or fats can be stored for a long time, so we can be observe the different taste and different smell. So that is called rancidity. Rancidity can be defined as when the food containing the oils or fats are storing for a long time, the spoilage can be happen. That means spoilage of the food, simply we can be say that. So what are the prevention method? So those are the antioxidants. Antioxidants, so those are, so the antioxidants are nitrogen gas and vitamin C, E, and also we can be keep the food in the airtight bags, so that can be slows down the which one oxidation. Okay na. So this is about chemical reactions and equations. Hope you understood this. It is somewhat useful to you. Thank you.